Have you ever felt manipulated, deceived, or harmed by someone close to you and wondered how you didn't see it coming? Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that hits home for many of us: how to recognize and deal with truly evil people. Stoicism teaches us to maintain our tranquility and strength in the face of adversity. But what do we do when that adversity comes in the form of a person? If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. It's the freest way to support our channel and help us continue sharing these powerful insights with everyone. Let's jump right into it. The first step in protecting yourself is recognizing the signs that you're dealing with an evil person. Here are 5 signs to watch out for. Grab a notepad because this information might just save you from future heartache. 1. Manipulative behavior. Manipulative people have a talent for making you feel like their needs are more important than yours. They twist situations, distort facts, and use guilt to get what they want. It's almost like they're playing a game, and the stakes are your emotional well-being. Imagine someone who always makes you feel guilty for not spending enough time with them, even though you're balancing work, family, and personal time. This is a classic manipulative tactic to control your actions and emotions. They might say things like, "If you really cared about me, you'd make more time," even though you're already stretched thin. Over time, you start to prioritize their demands over your own needs, which is exactly what they want. Have you ever found yourself doing something you didn't want to, just to avoid feeling guilty? It's such a common trap, and many of us have been there. Manipulators are like emotional puppeteers, pulling the strings to make you dance to their tune. They often use subtle hints and passive-aggressive comments to make you feel like you're constantly falling short. It's not just about getting what they want in the moment. It's about establishing a pattern where their desires consistently come first, making you feel perpetually inadequate. This manipulation can extend to various aspects of life, whether it's a friend demanding constant attention, a partner making you feel guilty for pursuing your hobbies, or a colleague taking credit for your hard work. The key is to recognize these patterns and understand that your feelings and needs are just as valid. Think about it. Have you ever changed your plans or sacrificed something important to you because someone made you feel guilty? How did that impact you? So what can you do about it? Start by setting clear boundaries. Let the person know that you value your time and energy and won't compromise them for guilt trips. It might be challenging at first, but standing your ground is crucial for your mental health. Recognizing and addressing manipulative behavior is the first step in protecting yourself from these people. 2. Lack of empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of another. An evil person often lacks this trait completely. They are indifferent to your pain and can even find pleasure in it. This lack of empathy allows them to hurt others without feeling remorse. They might lie, cheat, or harm others without a second thought, simply because they don't care about the impact of their actions. Can you recall a time when someone seemed completely indifferent to your suffering? How did it make you feel? The absence of empathy means that they might not react to your distress in the way a normal person would. Instead of offering comfort, they might dismiss your feelings or even blame you for your own suffering. Think about it for a moment. Empathy is what makes us human. It's that innate ability to put ourselves in someone else's shoes, to feel their joy, their pain, their struggles. Now imagine interacting with someone who completely lacks this ability. It's like talking to a wall that not only doesn't respond, but might even enjoy seeing you in distress. Chilling, isn't it? Without empathy, these individuals can inflict harm without a second thought. It's not just about physical harm, though that can certainly happen, but emotional and psychological harm as well. They might spread malicious rumors, manipulate your emotions, or engage in deceitful behavior, all without any sense of guilt or remorse. Their actions can leave you questioning your own worth, your sanity, and your perception of reality. Consider the times when you've opened up about something deeply personal, hoping for understanding and support, only to be met with cold indifference or even scorn. It's a painful experience, right? That's the insidious nature of those lacking empathy. They can turn your vulnerabilities into weapons against you. Empathy acts as the moral compass that guides most of us. When someone lacks this compass, they're capable of actions that we might find unimaginable. They can lie without blinking, cheat without guilt, and betray without hesitation. And the worst part? They can do all of this while making you feel like you're the one at fault. So, how can you protect yourself from such individuals? First, recognize the signs. If someone consistently dismisses your feelings, invalidates your experiences, or seems to derive satisfaction from your pain, take note. These are red flags that should not be ignored. Protect your emotional health by setting clear boundaries and distancing yourself from those who lack empathy. Your well-being is paramount, and no one should make you feel otherwise. Have you ever had someone dismiss your feelings or blame you for your pain? How did you cope with it? 3. Pathological lying. Everyone lies occasionally, but for evil individuals, lying is a way of life. They lie about big things, small things, and everything in between, often for no apparent reason. These lies are meant to confuse, manipulate, and control. They might lie about their past, their intentions, or even their feelings, making it incredibly difficult to trust them. Have you ever been caught in a web of lies spun by someone you trusted? What was the outcome? Pathological liars often lie to create a false sense of reality that benefits them. They might lie about their achievements, relationships, or even mundane details of their day-to-day life, making it hard for you to separate truth from fiction. Lying is something we've all done at some point. Maybe it was to avoid hurting someone's feelings or to get out of a sticky situation. But for evil individuals, lying isn't just an occasional act. It's their default mode of operation. They lie with such ease and frequency that it becomes almost impossible to discern truth from fabrication. These aren't just little white lies either. They're elaborate, detailed fabrications that can leave you feeling dazed and confused. Imagine someone who tells you grand tales about their past accomplishments, only for you to find out later that none of it was true. Or perhaps they constantly promise things they never intend to deliver, leaving you disappointed and disillusioned. This kind of behavior isn't just frustrating, it's deeply damaging. It undermines your sense of reality and trust. Pathological liars are experts at weaving intricate webs of deceit. They might tell you about their prestigious job or their glamorous lifestyle, but it's all smoke and mirrors. These lies serve a purpose: to manipulate you into seeing them in a certain light, to gain your trust and control your perceptions. They lie about their feelings to make you feel guilty or obligated, or they invent stories to justify their behavior. This constant lying creates a fog of confusion. You're left second-guessing everything they say and do, which is exactly what they want. It makes it easier for them to control and manipulate you because you can never be sure of the truth. Think back to a time when you realized someone you trusted had been lying to you consistently. How did that revelation impact you? Did it make you question other relationships in your life? The betrayal felt from discovering such lies can be profound, shaking the very foundation of trust that relationships are built on. Pathological liars construct a false reality that benefits them and traps you. They might lie about their relationships, saying they are single when they're not, or inventing problems at work to elicit your sympathy. They can even lie about trivial things, like what they had for lunch, just to keep you off balance. These lies aren't harmless. They serve to keep you disoriented and dependent, always questioning what's real. By understanding this behavior, you can start to see through the lies and protect yourself from their toxic influence. 4. Chronic victimhood. Evil people often portray themselves as victims. This tactic is used to gain sympathy and to manipulate others into doing their bidding. By always being the victim, they deflect blame and responsibility for their actions. This makes it difficult to hold them accountable and can leave you feeling guilty or responsible for their unhappiness. Do you know someone who always seems to be the victim, no matter the situation? How does it affect your interactions with them? Chronic victimhood is a manipulation tactic designed to make you feel sorry for them and more likely to excuse their bad behavior. It's a way of diverting attention from their own wrongdoings and making you feel responsible for their problems. Let's take a closer look at how this plays out in real life. Imagine you have a friend who constantly complains about their life. Their job is unfair, their relationships are toxic, and nothing ever seems to go their way. At first, you might feel sympathy and try to help, but over time, you start to notice a pattern. No matter what advice you give or support you offer, nothing changes. They don't take action to improve their situation. Instead, they seem to revel in their misery. This perpetual victimhood serves a dual purpose. Firstly, it garners attention and sympathy, making you feel like you need to help them. Secondly, it absolves them of any responsibility. After all, how can they be at fault if they are always the one being wronged? This creates a dynamic where you are constantly trying to fix their problems while they remain comfortably in their role as the victim. The impact of this behavior on your mental and emotional well-being can be significant. You may find yourself drained, frustrated, and questioning your own sanity. You might even start to feel guilty for your own successes, as they constantly remind you of how difficult their life is. Over time, this can erode your self-esteem and make you more susceptible to their manipulations. Psychologists refer to this as a form of emotional manipulation. The victim uses their supposed suffering as a tool to control and dominate their relationships. By making others feel responsible for their happiness, they shift the burden of their issues onto those around them. This creates an unbalanced relationship where the victim always has the upper hand. It's crucial to recognize this behavior for what it is: a toxic manipulation tactic. If you find yourself constantly trying to rescue someone who refuses to help themselves, it's time to set boundaries. 5. Lack of accountability. Taking responsibility for one's actions is a hallmark of good character. Evil individuals, however, avoid accountability at all costs. Imagine someone who, no matter what happens, always manages to shift the blame onto someone else. They will never admit they are wrong, even when confronted with undeniable evidence. Instead, they'll twist the narrative, pointing fingers at others and making you question your own sanity. Have you ever been blamed for something you didn't do by someone who refused to take responsibility? How did you handle it? A lack of accountability means that they never learn from their mistakes. Instead, they repeat harmful behaviors and continue to blame others for the consequences, creating a toxic environment for those around them. This behavior is especially damaging in relationships and workplaces. For instance, in a work setting, this type of person might take credit for your successes, while ensuring you bear the brunt of any failures. Over time, this can erode trust and morale, leaving you feeling unsupported and undervalued. Dealing with someone who refuses to take responsibility is incredibly frustrating. It can make you feel like you're constantly walking on eggshells, trying to avoid their wrath. They might use tactics like gaslighting, where they manipulate you into doubting your own perceptions, making it even harder to stand your ground. Think about a time when someone's refusal to take responsibility impacted your life. How did it make you feel, and what steps did you take to protect yourself? A lack of accountability not only harms you, but also enables the evil person to continue their destructive behavior unchecked. It's important to recognize this pattern early on and take steps to protect yourself. Setting firm boundaries and seeking support from others can help mitigate the impact of their toxic behavior. Recognizing these signs can be a game changer in protecting yourself from the toxic influence of truly evil people. By being aware of these red flags, you empower yourself to take control and safeguard your mental and emotional well-being. Remember, setting boundaries is not just a defensive measure, it's an act of self-respect. Don't be afraid to distance yourself from those who drain your energy or make you question your worth. Seek support from friends, family, or even professional help when needed. Surrounding yourself with positive influences can make all the difference in maintaining your inner peace and strength. Your well-being is worth fighting for, and you have the power to create a healthier, more fulfilling life. If you found this video insightful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us continue creating valuable content. Remember to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update.